Thinking. Today we're going to look at the basics of dealing with exponents, how to add them, subtract them, multiply, and divide them. When we're looking at addition and subtraction, when we add exponents, the bases need to be the same as well as the exponent. Now, the coefficient, so when I say coefficient, I mean the number in front of the exponent or the number in front of the variable. Those are your coefficients. Those don't have to be the same. But when I say the base, that's your variable there. They need to be the same. And then when you're adding, the exponent needs to be the same as well. Now that exponent, some people call it an exponent, some people call it a power. So to read this, you would say 2x to the fourth power plus 5x to the fourth power. So those are the same. The bases are the same. The variables are the same. The variables are the same and the exponents are the same. Therefore, we can go along and add. So now when you add exponents, the first thing you do, and we actually call these, this is a binomial, right? Because there's two. So you see that you have your operation there, which is addition. It separates the two terms and it makes it a binomial. So that's a binomial. And when we add these, we call it combining like terms. We don't do anything to the variable or the exponent. All we're going to do is add the actual coefficients together. So 5 plus 2 is 7. And then you just write the x to the fourth right next to it. Okay? Some people make the mistake of adding the 4s, and you don't do anything to the variable and the exponent. You just do something to the coefficient. Okay? So subtraction, same rules apply. We have 6 and a negative 10. So it's 6x to the 8th minus 10x to the 8th. So 6 minus 10 is a negative 4. And then x to the 8th goes next to it. Don't make the mistake of adding the exponents. Leave those, okay? So that's called combining like terms with your coefficients, your exponents, and then your variables as your base. Next, we have the multiplication of exponents. So again, we have coefficients, 4 and 3. We have our variables, x and x. And then if you look, you see our exponents or our powers are different. When you're multiplying, it doesn't matter if those powers are different, okay? So I'm going to kind of break this down the long way. First, you want to multiply your coefficients. So 4 times 3, okay? Then you want to multiply your exponents, x squared and x to the 5th. So now we know 4 times 3 is just a regular operation. That's going to give us 12. Now when you have x squared times x to the 5th, it's x, so the variable or the base stays the same, but you add the exponents. Okay? So that's going to be, your final answer is going to be 12 x to the 7th. Okay, and that's going to be our answer there. So notice whenever you multiply exponents, you actually add them. Okay, and I'll show you in another video when we multiply or take an exponent to a power, that's when you actually multiply those numbers. We call them the smaller number or the powers. But when you're multiplying exponents with same bases, you actually add. Okay, so next we're dividing. So if we look at the coefficient 10, and 20, okay? And then we have our variables or bases, they're the same. And then your exponents are 9 and 6. So the first thing you want to do is, and I'll write it the long way again. So you're going to first look at 10 divided by 20, okay? And then you're going to look at x to the 9th over x to the 6th, okay? So 10 divided by 20, we just break that down, right? So a good way to look at it is you can just cancel out the zeros and you'll have 1 over 2. Now, when you're dealing with the division of exponents with like bases, you subtract. So that's going to be x to the 9th minus 6, right? And we all know that 9 minus 6 is 3. So your answer is going to be, I'll put the 1/2 here, and then x to the 3. You can write it like that, or you can write x to the 3 over 2. And either one of these ways will work out for you, okay? So I know it's kind of a long lesson, but it's more complex when you're dealing with exponents, coefficients, and variables, okay? Well, thank you for joining Just Thinking with this math session with exponents. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if this helped you out. And then if you have any math problems that you're doing or need to help someone else out, just put it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to solve that problem for you. All right, God bless. Thank you.